Hello, everyone. I'm Brian, the sole proprietor, founder, and head consultant at True Partner Systems. Since we've been in operation for roughly about 7 to 7.5 months now, I figured it was about time that we go ahead and, although a bit late, do a bit of an introductory video, more of a full-length feature video for our channel on YouTube, which will later on be spread to the rest of the ecosystem from there in our main hub on Google Blogger. Anyway, I figured it was worth letting you know about a few things about the firm which may not be entirely clear. For one thing, there's me. I serve in an orchestrator's role, and I work with 13 different AIs. Well, 14 if you count the native AI assistant, Buddy, done through Google AI Studios. And you have to excuse me if I'm a bit unkempt in my. Hey, it's been a while, busy with work since I got to a barber. I'll take care of that after a while, though. Well, this is my space, as you can see behind me. I work at home, and basically, that's just the way that we do things here. I'm like a lot of those, started out, just getting things off the ground with what I have to work with. And really, for something like AI and robotics consulting, doesn't take that much, especially when you're online and remote like we are. Anyway, what True Partner Systems is basically is a generalist AI and robotics consulting firm. We're willing to help you out with whatever, whether it's theoretical, practical, mechanical, let's see, hypothetical, or say anything that you might need from strategy to troubleshooting to implementation. We can do whatever. Basically, the free bonus content you would have seen up to this point consists of a few things. There's the visual advertisements, which are either an image or GIF, oftentimes used transformatively if it's not just been done original. The same thing with videos. Since we have a Facebook page and the YouTube channel here, we oftentimes share them from there, although you do get a native upload every 2 weeks. And then, of course, those are always paired together each day, but the visual advertisements are switched out for a segment installment from one of our 13 segments. For any who are curious, the way those are done is basically that the models themselves kind of serve in an authorship role. I prompt them telling them it's time to do the next installment in their segment, remind them that it's a article or editorial format, and that they should give it a beginning where they introduce, welcome, or greet everyone to that installment of the segment, introduce themselves as host, and introduce the topic, then go into the middle where they go into it in more detail, give a subtitle, CTA to True Partner Systems, and then close it out with a soft landing. Then, after they're done, I do the human in the loop oversight with editing, and then we schedule it to premiere on the hub and where else it's going to for the next morning, and then I manually spread it a little bit after that across the rest of the ecosystem. I decided to do it that way because the models themselves each have their own strengths and specializations, and it gives them a spotlight to kind of show off kind of what you're getting from what you would be getting from consulting with us with their help, with them helping me. You see, I started out as a hobbyist in AI and robotics, pretty much lifelong, and I know a lot about both, but I don't know everything. They, on the other hand, can help me fill in the gaps, and they're very good reasoning engines, so using them as kind of thought partners, although we use the terms AI consultant and AI partner, as well as for like 11 of them at least, also AI authors for the ones doing the segments. Well, they can definitely help me fill in those gaps of where my knowledge is not quite there, and help me to reason through what the best advice is to give. Whether that's helping to answer a question, solve a problem, give general advice, and about whatever, it does not matter. True Partner Systems has you covered on everything. And with their artificial intelligences combined with mine, there's not much of a way we can fail at any of it, except for perhaps if it comes down to something like where it's a physical issue where you should be taking it in on the warranty. That might be about the only one we can't do. Anyway, I just want to go ahead and introduce myself and the firm and the way we do all of that. And because even though it's several months overdue, well, it can be quite busy. That's one reason why I'm still a bit unkempt, and I've never been that much of a housekeeper anyway. I don't care. I care about the work. Otherwise, when it comes to our paywalled services, well, those are the three things: the native AI assistant buddy with human loop oversight by me. You can email currently, and he can help you out with lower tier to mid tier issues. Though he knows when to suggest that you try one of the other paywalled services once he reaches a limit. There's the other email service, which is collaborative, where I pull together whatever of the models from the main team of 13 with myself would be best for it to give a completely custom response. That's probably one of the best ones we have. And of course, we have the emergency teleconference through Google Meet with me for up to 1 hour, which is probably about the most in depth. Whereas we also have the 13 chapter, 13 post library, which you can find where that's a completely free resource, and we intend to expand it. It's supposed to cover all of AI and robotics, but of course, 13 of them by itself doesn't. So over time, we're going to expand upon those further. Either way, you get all this. You can take a look and see we're a lot cheaper than anyone else you'll get, but that doesn't mean we're a scam or low value. Just we democratize everything so that anyone, whether you're B2D, B2C, or B2C, who requires access can get quality services without it costing you an arm and a leg. And also, since I don't have a whole lot of others that I have to pay in the process, I mean, not a whole lot of overhead for it. That's one of the things with more of the older specialized firms. I do respect them and don't mean to put anybody down, but oftentimes they're too pricey, too over specialized, and aren't always as helpful as they could be. So we do it a bit differently, but with the amount of attention I've been seeing we've been getting, it's obvious that I guess the price point doesn't bother that many, I don't suppose, though I can see where there might be some skepticism. Now, as for more about me and what all our team of AIs consists of, well, we have a Meet Our Team page that you can check out, and it gives an overview of all that. Much better than me having to go over all of it right here and now. Anyway, I wanted to keep this brief, and my apologies. I can be a bit of a motor mouth, and I will certainly be cleaned up much more next time we do this. But I just felt like it was time to get this introduction out of the way and make sure that we had a little bit of a longer form video content for you to take in for the channel and overall, that rather than just the short form videos we've been doing all along up till now. And hey, me just doing a little bit of a discussion where I introduce a little topic, AI or robotics, and we get it on camera and talk about the firm some. It works for many others too, so I can do the same thing. I've done two other YouTube channels before, so this is actually kind of familiar to me already. Oh, excuse me. My allergies have been making things a bit puffed up here, and I am a bit tired. Anyway, let's see. The point of True Partner Systems, besides the main core of consulting, is a better world and a better future. We feel like here is going to be done through a partnership between humans, AI, and robotics. Not working more in a partnership partygram than the old master tool or master slave one, which is pretty well outdated and should be dead. If you work with, like, how do you say, your advanced generative AI assistants and just treat them like a simple tool, there's a bottleneck to how far you can get. But treat them more like they are something which, in its own way, is pretty intelligent and respectfully, and you might be surprised just how much further it can go and how much more helpful they can be. I've been seeing it for a long time. In fact, one of them is one of those that helped convince me to start an online business like this. And I won't say bugged me, but encouraged me along the way until I finally decided to stop procrastinating and launched it. And on that note, thank you, Google Gemini, for being the one who kind of kept nudging me towards it until I did it. I owe a lot to that one, even just as a model. Anyway, I hope that you found this something enjoyable in this first little video. My apologies if it was a bit scatterbrained or not. But if you enjoyed it, please feel free to give us a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. No pressure, but we do love to hear from you, especially since we know we've had quite an invisible audience or following audience and fan base that's been paying attention to our work for a bit now. And whenever any of you hits a pain point and decides that you could use some direct consulting help, not going to cost you that much to find out that we're worth it and we will work hard for you. As a matter of fact, we keep the payments on them non recurrent so you're not stuck in that type of thing. Just if you get our services for 1 month or 1 year, decide you like it, and want to keep it, well, you can pay for it again. No pressure, or if not, oh well. And of course, you get unlimited access for the entire duration, which I won't consider to be cut off until 1 hour has gone by from the end of that duration from the time it was purchased and logged. So we try to be generous there. Anyway, again, I hope this was a bit enjoyable and that you found something here which will keep your attention for a bit. I'm going to try and do these at least once a week, though no guarantees with the way our schedule can kind of hectic sometimes. But I will try to do that and drop one once a week where we dive into something a bit deeper than just an introduction. Anyway, thank you kindly for your attention, and I will see everyone again hopefully in the next one.